Hey warriors, listen very carefully, because what I'm about to tell you will make you angry, and it should. Right now, at this very moment, someone is using you. Maybe it's your co-worker who always needs help but never returns the favor. Maybe it's that friend who only calls when they need something. Maybe it's a family member who guilt-trips you into sacrificing your time, your energy, your peace. And you know what the worst part is? You let them. Because you were trained to be nice. You are conditioned to be agreeable. You are programmed to believe that kindness is strength, when the brutal truth is this. In 2026, if you're still nice, you're not noble. You're prey. I need you to understand something right now. The world is not what your parents told you it was. It's not what your teachers promised. It's not some fairy tale where good people win and bad people lose. The world is a battlefield, and on that battlefield, the nice ones don't get medals. They get stepped on. You want to know why? Because while you were busy being understanding, someone else was being strategic. While you were worried about hurting feelings, someone else was taking what they wanted. While you were playing fair, someone else was rewriting the rules. And here's the part that's going to sting. They're not sorry, they're not losing sleep, they're winning. And you're the reason they're winning. Let me tell you about someone I knew. A good person. The kind who'd give you the shirt off their back. The kind who always said yes. Always helped, always understood, always forgave. And you know where that person is today? Broke, exhausted, disrespected, walked over by every single person they ever tried to help, because here's what they never understood. Niceness without boundaries isn't kindness, it's weakness, and the world can smell weakness from a mile away. But one day, something changed. They disappeared, stopped answering calls, stopped showing up, stopped explaining themselves, and when they came back, they weren't the same person. The softness was gone. The apologizing was gone. The people-pleasing was gone. What remained was something cold, calculated, and untouchable. They had learned what Machiavelli knew 500 years ago. The world doesn't reward good hearts. It rewards strong minds. Niccolò Machiavelli lived in a world of wolves. Renaissance Italy was a pit of betrayal, manipulation, and power games. He watched princes rise and fall. He saw honest men destroyed and ruthless men crowned. And from that chaos, he extracted one brutal truth that still applies today. Men judge by their eyes, not by their hands. For everyone can see, but few can feel. What does that mean? It means people don't care about your intentions. They care about your image. They don't respect what's in your heart. They respect what you project. And if you project weakness through niceness, they will treat you accordingly. You think being nice makes people like you. But here's the dark truth. People don't respect what comes easy. They respect what they have to work for. When you give everything freely, you teach the world that you have no value. This isn't about becoming cruel. This isn't about becoming a monster. This is about understanding the game you're already playing, whether you know it or not. And in that game, niceness is the fastest way to lose. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you 8 ruthless psychological principles that will transform you from someone who gets used to someone who gets respected. These aren't theories. These are survival strategies. And by the end of this video, you'll never see the world the same way again. Before we begin, I need you to lock this into your mind. Drop this in the comments right now. I refuse to be used anymore. Let's begin. Number 1. Your niceness is training people to disrespect you. Every single time someone disrespects you and you say nothing, you're teaching them a lesson. You're showing them that crossing your boundaries has no consequences. You're training them to walk all over you. Think about it. That person who interrupts you constantly, you train them. That friend who cancels on you last minute, you train them. That boss who overworks you without appreciation, you train them. How? by being nice, by saying it's okay when it wasn't, by smiling when you should have walked away, by forgiving without requiring change. Machiavelli once said, "Men are so simple and so ready to obey present necessities that he who deceives will always find someone who will allow himself to be deceived." You are that someone. Your niceness is the crack in your armor that manipulators exploit daily. Here's what you need to understand. Respect and fear are closer than respect and love. People who respect you think twice before crossing you. People who love your niceness, they cross you without thinking. When you're too nice, you remove consequences from bad behavior. And humans are simple creatures. We avoid pain and seek pleasure. If treating you poorly has no pain attached, people will treat you poorly. It's not personal, it's psychology. Starting today, you must become someone who enforces consequences. Not through anger, not through drama, through cold, calculated distance. When someone disrespects you, you don't argue, you don't explain, you remove access, you withdraw presence. You make them feel the weight of losing you. Because here's the secret the powerful know. People don't value what's always available. Drop this affirmation in the comments. My boundaries are absolute. But wait, what if you lose people? What if they get upset? What if they call you cold? Good. Let them. Because anyone who gets angry at your boundaries was benefiting from you having none. Number 2, stop explaining yourself to people who won't understand. Nice people talk too much. They explain, they justify. They try to make everyone understand their decisions, and every word they speak is a leak in their power. Powerful people don't explain. They decide and move. They don't need your approval. They don't seek your validation. They don't care if you understand. Why? Because explanations are a sign of insecurity. When you constantly justify yourself, you're telling the world that their opinion matters more than your decision. You're handing them power over your choices. Machiavelli understood this. He wrote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." The moment you stop explaining, you become unreadable. And unreadable people are dangerous. Think about the people you respect most. Do they explain themselves constantly? Do they justify every choice? Never. They move in silence. They let their actions speak. They leave people wondering. Here's what happens when you stop explaining. First, people stop questioning you. When you don't feed them reasons, they stop asking. Second, you become more decisive. Without the need to justify, you act faster. Third, your presence becomes heavier. Mystery creates weight. Let me give you a real example. Someone asks why you can't help them. The nice version says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I just have so much on my plate right now, and I really wish I could, but..." The powerful version says, "I can't." And then silence. No explanation, no apology, no negotiation. Just a fact. And in that moment, you've communicated something crucial. Your time and energy are not up for debate. When someone challenges your decision, don't defend it. Defending is weak. Simply restate it. I've made my decision. That's power. That's psychological dominance. Stop giving people ammunition to argue with you. Stop opening yourself to negotiation. Make your boundaries impenetrable through silence. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I owe no one an explanation. Number 3, niceness makes you forgettable. Edge makes you unforgettable. Here's an uncomfortable truth. Nobody remembers the nice guy. Nobody tells stories about the person who always agreed. Nobody thinks about the one who never caused waves. But the person with edge, the one who stood their ground, the one who said no when everyone else said yes, that person lives in people's minds forever. Nice people believe that being agreeable makes them valuable. But agreement is cheap. Everyone can nod. Everyone can smile. Everyone can go along. Niceness blends into the background. Edge stands out. Edge creates friction, and friction creates memory. Machiavelli warned, "Since love and fear can hardly exist together, if we must choose between them, it is far safer to be feared than loved." Notice he didn't say, "Be cruel." He said, "Be feared." There's a difference. Fear in this context means respect. It means people know that crossing you has consequences. It means you're someone who can't be taken lightly. That's edge. Think about the most influential people in any room. Are they the ones trying to please everyone? Never. They're the ones who aren't afraid to disagree, who challenge ideas, who have opinions that make people uncomfortable. That discomfort, that's power. When you develop edge, you become someone people pay attention to, not because you're loud, not because you're aggressive, because you're unpredictable, because they can't box you in, because you refuse to be controlled through social pressure. Here's how you develop edge. Stop agreeing with things you don't believe. Stop laughing at jokes that aren't funny. Stop pretending to like people you don't. Stop performing for an audience that doesn't pay your bills. Be honest. Be direct. Be willing to stand alone. Because the moment you stop needing the crowd's approval, you become someone the crowd respects. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I am unforgettable. Number 4. Your time is your power. Stop giving it away. Time is the only resource you can never get back. And nice people give it away like it's worthless. They say yes to every meeting, every favor, every request. And in doing so, they communicate one thing: I'm not valuable. Machiavelli understood that power is rooted in scarcity. Men are driven by two principal impulses, either by love or by fear. But both impulses are controlled by availability. What's always available loses value. Think about it. When you're always free, always responding immediately, always showing up, you train people to expect you. And expectation kills respect. Powerful people are selective with their time. Not because they're busy, because they understand that scarcity creates value. When people have to wait for you, they appreciate you more. When they have to earn your presence, they respect it. Here's the shift you need to make. Stop responding to every text immediately. Stop being available for every last-minute request. Stop rearranging your schedule to accommodate others while they never accommodate you. When someone asks for your time, pause. Ask yourself, does this serve me? Does this person respect my time when they ask for it? Have they earned this access? If the answer is no, you say no, not with guilt, not with apology, with certainty. I'm not available. That's a complete sentence. You don't need to explain why. You don't need to offer alternatives. You protect your time like the treasure it is. What happens when you become scarce? People start valuing your presence. That coworker who always dumps work on you suddenly finds another solution. That friend who only called when they needed something either steps up or disappears. Good riddance. Scarcity doesn't make you rude. It makes you respected. It makes you someone whose time actually means something. Drop this affirmation in the comments. My time is sacred. Number 5. Stop seeking approval from people who don't respect you. This is the trap that keeps nice people powerless. They seek approval from everyone, from people who disrespect them, from people who use them, from people who wouldn't cross the street to help them. And every time you seek approval from someone who doesn't respect you, you hand them control over your self-worth. Machiavelli wrote, "The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. In other words, show me who you seek validation from, and I'll show you whether you're powerful or pathetic." Nice people waste years trying to prove themselves to people who will never respect them. They work harder for that dismissive boss. They try to win over that judgmental family member. They chase the approval of friends who secretly envy them, and it never works. Because respect isn't given to those who chase it. It's commanded by those who don't need it. Here's the shift. Stop performing for people who don't applaud your success. Stop explaining yourself to people who've already decided you're wrong. Stop seeking love from people who barely tolerate you. Instead, focus on earning your own approval. Ask yourself, am I proud of who I'm becoming? Am I living by my standards? Do I respect the choices I'm making? When your validation comes from within, you become uncontrollable. No one can manipulate you with acceptance. No one can guilt you with rejection. You move through the world free, and here's the beautiful irony. The moment you stop needing approval, you start receiving respect, because people respect what they can't control. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I validate myself. Number 6. Niceness without strength is manipulation's sate. Let's expose something most people won't tell you. Manipulators love nice people. Why? Because nice people are easy to control. Nice people feel guilty when they say no. Nice people apologize for things that aren't their fault. Nice people give second, third, and fourth chances to people who don't deserve a first. Machiavelli warned, men are so simple and so ready to obey present necessities that he who deceives will always find someone willing to be deceived. You are that person if you're too nice. Here's how manipulation works. Someone identifies that you're nice. They test your boundaries with a small request. You say yes because you don't want to seem mean. They take note. Next time, the request is bigger. You hesitate but say yes again because you already helped before. Right? Each yes trains you to say yes again. Each time you sacrifice your needs, they learn that your needs don't matter. And before you know it, you're trapped in a cycle where you give everything and receive nothing. Strength isn't about being harsh. It's about being immovable when someone tries to push you. It's about looking someone in the eye and saying no without flinching. When you combine niceness with strength, you become magnetic. People still see your kindness, but they also see that you can't be manipulated. That combination commands respect. Here's the rule. Be kind, but be dangerous. Help people, but make them earn it. Forgive, but never forget. Show compassion, but never compromise your standards. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I'm kind, not weak. Number 7. Stop forgiving people who aren't sorry. Nice people forgive too easily. Someone hurts them and they forgive without the person even asking. Why? Because nice people want peace more than respect, and that's why they lose. Machiavelli understood that forgiveness without consequences is permission to repeat the offense. If an injury has to be done to a man, it should be so severe that his vengeance need not be feared. This doesn't mean you hurt people. It means when someone crosses you, they must feel the weight of that action. If they can hurt you and face no consequences, they'll hurt you again. Stop forgiving people who aren't sorry. Stop letting people back into your life just because time passed. Stop giving chances to people who never changed. Real forgiveness requires acknowledgement. It requires change. It requires proof that the person understands what they did and won't repeat it. Without that, you're not forgiving, you're enabling, you're teaching them that disrespecting you is free. Here's the shift. When someone wrongs you, you don't chase closure. You don't demand apologies. You simply remove them from your life. Quietly. Permanently. Without drama. Let your absence be the consequence. Let them feel the loss of access to you. And if they come back and prove they've changed, then you consider it. Not before. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I forgive with consequences. Number 8. Build a reputation of being fair but formidable. Here's the final principle. The goal isn't to become heartless. The goal is to become someone who is fair but formidable. Someone people respect, not because you're cruel, but because you're unshakable. Machiavelli's wisdom wasn't about tyranny. It was about understanding human nature and protecting yourself from those who would exploit your goodness. When you're fair, people trust you. When you're formidable, people respect you. The combination makes you untouchable. Fairness means you give people what they deserve. You reward loyalty. You acknowledge effort. You treat people well when they treat you well. Formidable means you don't tolerate disrespect. You enforce boundaries. You walk away from toxicity. You demand reciprocity. People will test you. They'll push your limits to see if you're really formidable or just pretending. When that happens, you don't react emotionally. You respond with cold, calculated action. You remove access. You cut them off. You show them through action, not words. Over time, your reputation builds. People learn that you're generous to those who deserve it and ruthless to those who don't. That reputation becomes your shield. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I am fair, but formidable. So here we are. You've just learned what most people will never understand. That niceness without boundaries is weakness. That the world respects strength, not softness. That Machiavelli's warnings are more relevant today than ever. You have a choice now. You can go back to being nice. You can keep letting people use you. You can keep hoping that your kindness will be rewarded, or you can transform. You can become someone who commands respect, someone who sets boundaries, someone who moves through life with power, not apology. The world doesn't need more nice people. It needs more people who understand how power works and use it to protect themselves. Machiavelli once said, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." But I'll tell you something better. It's best to be respected. And respect comes when you stop being nice and start being strategic. So what will it be? Will you stay prey? Or will you become the predator? The choice is yours. But choose quickly, because while you're deciding, someone else is already making their move. Drop this final affirmation in the comments. I command respect. I do not beg for it. If this video opened your eyes, if it made you angry, if it made you realize you've been played, then hit that like button. Share this with someone who needs to wake up. Subscribe, because we're just getting started on this journey. Remember, in 2026, niceness without strength is suicide. Stop being nice. Start being powerful. Now go and never let anyone use you again.